Hi, this is Sean from Settled, and we're continuing our series of training videos for the North Carolina Settled site. And what we're going to talk about today is what we call the asset division or the asset analysis component of settlement. So what we'll do from our dashboard is we will go to our Manage Client and Document section, and that'll take us to the new client that we're working with. And from the new client, as we've seen, we can move around a couple of ways. One, we can do a drop down menu and go to the asset division analysis or any of our other components, or we can press the Manage Document section, go to the Unique Client page, and then come over as far as it goes to the asset division analysis. Now, from entering everything on the equitable distribution affidavit, it's pre-populated. You don't have to put this in. It's pre-populated to this sheet. And what this does to walk through is it looks at all of the particular topics: real property, transportation, transportation-related debts, banking accounts, investments, anything from the equitable distribution affidavit is listed here. If it was entered on the affidavit, it populates here. If not, it is blank. Now, what you can also do is if you need to add something back here, if you need to add, say, a whole life policy in the amount of $75,000, you could add that here, and then when you calculated it, what it's going to do is it's going to default over here. Let's walk through what these are. You have two components here. You can, for your client or the opposing party, you can do, it defaults to a 50-50 division analysis for each. So in other words, if there's $150,000 equity, in this case the home, it's going to pre-populate just doing a garden variety in-kind 50-50 split that will be shown down at the bottom by taking the net value of the estate, offsetting any debts to give you the net equity. And then it will just, based on the pre-populated or predetermined amounts, 50-50, allocate it between the two parties. Now, this does it in kind automatically. And what you can do is if you wanted to, you could do a different variant over here. If you wanted to see what 54-46 was, you could do that, and it would allocate all of the assets accordingly through and through. And if you need to do that in a situation to where you're varying it other than the 50-50, that's going to be very helpful. But what we're going to do at this particular point is look as to how we can take the assets that are in our columns and continue to do a 50-50 division, but do it in a unique fashion. For instance, let's look at a couple things here. In this scenario, we have two vehicles and the value's been divided equally, but that generally is not how it works. Usually your client wants to keep their vehicle and the other side wants to keep their vehicle. So what we do there is we can highlight a particular asset, here the vehicle for the opposing party, the caravan, click the change asset, and it'll give us some options. We can do the default, which is the 50-50 as it pre-populated to, assign it to the client as I did for the Jeep, or assign to the opposing party, and it'll shift it into the other column. Now, when we calculate that, what will happen is down at our overview down here, it will show that by moving this through, the division has changed from 50-50. I'm using this just for reference, to give the opposing client, in this case, $1,500 more. So what it's saying that we need to do to get back to that 50-50 is we need to find $1,500 and put it back in the new client's column, or your client's column. So let's see where we could accomplish that. Well, for instance, we see we have some 401ks here. Why don't we take a look and see what happens if we put your clients or our clients' 401k in their column, and then put the other party's 401k in their column, and go ahead and calculate that. Well, when we do that, it says now we have to give $8,500 to the opposing party, and that's because since our client's 401k was more, when we shifted it back, having taken consideration for the cars, we now need to find $8,500. Well, where can we find that? Let's go back up here and look, because I think there were some bank accounts. Well, the first thing we can do is take this bank account, $6,500, and just put that in the opposing parties column. And when we do that, comes down here, and we need $2,250 over to the opposing party. Well, we have back up here with this one remaining account, we have more than enough money. So why don't we put $2,250 of these funds into the other party's account? So the way we would do that is click this, and the program also has the ability to do a unique asset division, and you can do it in percentage dollars or value in or percentage or value in dollars. And we have $3,750. If we take the amount out, the $2,250 we needed to put over there, that would leave our client with $1,500. And if we do that, and then we do a calculation, then we come down here, and everything is now balanced at 50-50. The exact way it was before is mirrored in this column when we were just doing a straight 50-50 in kind. But what we've done is we've come through and we have customized by giving them each their vehicles, allowing them to keep their retirements, and then using the remaining assets to balance that. So when you do it this way, you're able to come through and create custom divisions for your clients. And if there are any other assets that have been entered as a result of the equitable distribution affidavit, those would have entered here. And then, as with any of our sheets, we can generate any of our components. We can generate a PDF by simply clicking generate PDF, and it'll give you the option to do it with both A and B options, as noted here, option A, option B, or in our case, we did it with just option A, so you could click that. It would allow if you wanted to put in PDF or any of the notes that you may have entered. And then you could proceed to move through that way. So, and if from a standpoint of any of the components that are put in, that'll appear on the sheet for you. So again, thank you for using Settled. If you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, please email us at info@settled.com and we'll respond promptly. Thank you again and have a great day.